Hello everyone, welcome to a foreign farming in the Philippines. So as you can see, we've done a lot this morning on fields 4 and 5. It's been, well, it's starting to clear up now, but it's been pretty overcast this morning, so it made for fast working, I guess you could say. It increased my duty cycle quite a bit. When it's blazing hot, that's about 10 minutes on and 10 minutes off. But we basically now just have, in the other side of field 5 here, we basically, I mean, there's some out of the canal here that still needs to be done, but it basically just needs to be removed and set aside so that it can be burned at a later date. And we're almost done with this side of field 4. We'll most definitely get that done this afternoon. Now, as far as the plastic, it's for the most part still good enough to use. What we're going to do, you know, this is a learning process, a learning curve. So some of the problems that we've had since we've started this drip line is the drip line itself actually killing the squash when they come up. We've had to replant several times, and we think we have figured that out, what to do to avoid the life-giving drip line, which brings the water in, to keep from killing the squash once the squash germinates and begins to grow. So we're in the tropics, right? And the tropical sun is like nowhere else. I mean, when it starts to beat down, it's hot. And you know, there's a reason that we put this silver side up and not the black side, because I don't know 100%, but I'm 75% sure that if we put the black side up, this tropical sun on a full sunny day would probably actually melt the plastic. It would get hot enough to melt it. That's why we put the silver side up, because it reflects the heat rather than absorb it. However, we have black drip line, and this drip line absorbs the heat. And when you can see some of these are just not doing well at all, and those by and large are the ones that the drip line is touching. Some are doing just great. So what we've learned is that we have to keep this drip line away from the seedlings when they just come up. It doesn't seem to affect the plants that much when they're like this size here. It's just when they're tiny, like that one, that it just really messes them up. So what we're going to do, I mean, we've kind of turned into a two-step process here. So we've had much better luck with these overall making bigger circles in the plastic, but we still, I guess in hindsight it was a mistake, but we were still running the drip line directly down the center of the hole and putting the seed in the center. So what was happening is that the seedling would come up, it would touch that black drip line, which could be 170, 180 degrees, and kill it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the holes even slightly bigger. This is from a seed can, an old seed can we have, and this is probably a 3-inch circle. We're going to make it a 4-inch circle. We're just going to make it, you know, another 1/2 inch on each side. And instead of putting the drip line right in the middle like it is, we're going to slightly offset it, like about yay. And we're going to put the seed right here. So that the seed is about 2 inches away from the strip line. Now, doing it that way will require a lot of watering in the beginning, maybe even some hand watering. It kind of depends. Someone's up at the house honking. Sounds a lot like Charlie playing with the horn on one of the trucks. But anyway, that's what we're going to do to make our success rate a little bit higher. And it's just change the way that we're change the setup a little bit. A few people suggested that we, I think even Tilapia Dave was the one, suggested that we put the drip line underneath the plastic, and it would keep it from heating up so much. Well, Dave, you're absolutely right. It would do that. But what happens is that this line over time stretches, and it contracts and expands from heat, and the hotter it gets, the more it expands or contracts from the heating and cooling. What makes it just impossible for us to put the drip line underneath the plastic is that the emitters have to line up with the holes. I mean, that's pretty basic, right? And we can't put the holes in the plastic until we have the drip line down. Yeah, you could measure it, but the measurements are not always exactly right. And again, the line contracts and expands. So it's just way too much of an impossibility to put the line down, put the drip line down first, and then cover it with plastic. Then you have to come back and you have to find the emitters and put the hole in the plastic. You're not only running the risk of over time the drip line walking away from the hole, but from putting the hole in the plastic with something that is several hundred degrees hot, we could damage the drip line itself. And so that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it, and we're going to continue to do it that way. It's just it's too hard to make it happen, putting the drip line down first and then covering with the plastic. It would be a 6-person job laying the plastic down first. Uh-oh. Looks like I have a visitor. What are you doing, Charlie? Do you have your shoes? I think he has his shoes. I've got to double check and ride herd though, because if he's down here without his shoes, Mommy will be yelling. So I'm going to end this one up, guys, for the moment. It's been a long time since I've done any video on Field 6 here. The bananas here on this side of Field 6, I don't know, we didn't have good luck with them. Probably lost 30% of them. They just didn't, and that's even after replanting about 30% of them. They don't like this field for some reason. Now the ones that are in it they seem to be doing okay, and these over here are doing all right as well. They only got watered once during all this drought, and so they've managed to survive, but that's about it. We watered them once about 3 weeks ago, and since then it started to rain, so I think they'll make it now. So E-Boy is finishing up there. So these 2 fields will be ready to... Look, I've done some walking around. We're going to have to replace some of the plastic. Not a lot of it, but some of it. And the holes are going to have to be reburnt in all of it. and new holes made. I mean, we're gonna have to lay the drip line first before we make the holes and get it stretched out so we know where to make the holes in the new and the old. But it's taken a long time to get these fields ready. Me and Marcel, and then me and Marcel and Tatai, and now E-Boy has been helping. It's been quite the chore getting these two fields here cleaned, and that's with plastic on them already. Still a lot of weeds to be taken out. And this field here, field 6, because this side here has never even had plastic at all, and this side never did seem to help this side much. But we're going to we've got about almost 2 rolls of plastic left, so it'll definitely be plenty to finish all of this field. And I'm thinking, even if we have to replace 10 or 15 rows in these 2 fields, we'll still have plenty. I over-ordered just to make sure that we would have enough without having to reorder and wait 2 weeks for it to show up. I just ordered 4 rolls, just doing an estimate on how much I thought we would need. So today's Saturday. We'll just complete the cleaning of these fields. Won't do anything tomorrow, but then Monday we're going to begin laying in the main line and then the drip line. We're just going to make a T there and bring it down this way. We're going to bring it all the way through. We'll kink it here. We'll just measure it out and have enough to go all the way to the end. We just won't run it all the way to the end. We'll put the break here, and we'll concentrate on getting these fields 4 and 5 laid out and planted before we begin on field 6. Field 6 is going to be a real chore. A lot of weeds in it, especially in the parts that haven't had any plastic at all. I mean, griping and complaining about having to take the weeds out of these fields here, but they already had the plastic, and I don't know, 90% coverage at that. But the weeds find a way, and in this jungle they're prolific. This field here is going to be a tough one. It'll probably take all of us working all week just to prepare, all of us working for a week just to prepare this one field. But it is what it is. It's got to be done. And then once we get all these fields planted, we can start to give these bananas on the plateau some love. Tatai was asking me when we were going to replant around the bananas, and I was telling him, well, one thing at a time, Tatai. Let's get these fields planted and get the plants, get the squash growing on them. Get the weeds cleared around the bananas on the plateau, and then we'll think about what to plant. I mean, it's just, I don't know. But that'll probably be 2 or 3 weeks from now, and by then I'll know if it's actually gonna be a rainy season this year. I don't know, it's like the National Weather Service here, whatever it is, has declared an end to the El Nino. So I would assume that means that we're going to have a normal rainy season, and that's supposed to start here about now. And we've had rain, I don't know, 4 of the last 7 days, so could be right. So just this last little portion here, I'm taking a break. It's really thick and really grown up, and E-Boy has a bolo. All I've got is my shovel, and these are really too big to take out with a shovel. It was okay over in there. They weren't quite so thick, but there's trees and stuff in here, and it's just, nah, we'll let E-Boy do it with his bolo. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.